us in living off-grid? Why did two people who were living in cities move all the way to the middle of nowhere? You want to start?
Sure. Well, I heard about Earthships when I was in college. There was a class called Energy and Sustainability, and that was really the only job I had done was construction prior to bartending and whatever else I did, odds and ends. But I really like the idea of building with recycled materials and just the idea of living off grid, not having to be paying utilities tied into the electrical system and city water, things like that. So it took me a long time to actually fill out the application and go to the Earthship Academy. But when I did, I knew that I wanted to build my own, or in this case, I mean, buy my own, but, you know, continue to learn how to build and make these off-grid homes. And now I'm starting to see that there's more ways than just the global model that the Earthship Academy and Earthship Biotecture has formulated right now. There's several different ways you can build to keep yourself warm, to provide yourself with water, you know, deal with your septic waste, all the things that you would normally be reliant upon, you know, the infrastructure in cities. But so far, us living out here has been pretty successful. We've really cut down on trash production and you know, recycle a lot more, and the only bill we've had to pay so far is propane, which I'm sure we'll talk about later on.
So I heard about the Earthship Academy. That's what brought me here to New Mexico, from a friend of mine at a yoga studio that I was working with in Montreal. And I was looking to get out of the city. I was tired of Canadian winters, to be honest, and I was looking for something else. A lot of it is because I consider myself a little bit of a doomsdayer. I'm very attracted to the idea of living off-grid and being self-sustaining. I have a background in environmental engineering and a strong passion for agriculture and bees, and even just colony collapse disorder. The monocropping that we have all over North America, it's killing our soil. It's making it much more difficult to produce agriculture, produce food. So I have this thought that eventually we could have wars over food, we could have wars over water. Prices could skyrocket for energy if we don't move away from coal and oil, essentially. So having our own solar panels, being able to be completely off-grid, and in a state where we can be off-grid, because in places like Florida, for instance, you can't have solar panels without being tied into the grid, so you're still feeding the grid. And in a lot of those cases, if the grid just ceases to function, if there's any issues with the grid, you still won't have any power, which is so strange for having solar panels on top of your house. So the idea of having a home that can provide all of that for us without having to pay bills in the event that something happens, and people who live in conventional homes and conventional neighborhoods or even in cities, if they can't access these resources like food and water and energy, will still be living pretty well.